Spencer Jones here with our Jonesin' to Get Fit live cooking show. And you are here yet again in my beautiful, gorgeous corner kitchen. Well, it's a whole kitchen, right? Nice spot, but you get to see a beautiful little corner of it. And today we have a special recipe for all of you. I'm really excited to share this recipe. And I'll be perfectly honest, I was looking for different recipes to mix up our show a little bit. And I found this one. I have not made this one to date, so we are hoping it is going to be glorious and amazing and delicious for all of you. So you'll hear barking in the background, right? If you just heard, that's pretty awesome. Katie and I got a new pup. Oh, there's a big pup now answering back. So his name's Barnabas. Little guy, he's a little schnoodle. He's cute. Oh, so we'll see. You might hear random barking. It happens. Whatever. That's part of being a part of the Jonesin' to Get Fit live cooking show. It's live, folks. Crazy. All right. So today, as I said, we are making this amazing recipe, something brand new, something different that I've never made before. I've done similar stuff, but not quite like this. It is a curry, cauliflower, greens, and curry, quinoa, greens, and cauliflower. It's something like that. It's gonna be delicious nonetheless. So we're gonna get going. I'm gonna show you what you need, but before we do that, if you could do me a favor, folks, if you could please, just like it right down there. Go like, oh, you're awesome, like, and then share it. Go click, like, and share with your friends and your family. You'd be rock stars if you did. I would truly appreciate it if you can. Do that, and then after the show, there's a link in the text, the copy there. If you could subscribe to my YouTube page, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, enough of this talking. We got more time for that later on. Let's go see what you need to make this curry, quinoa, greens, and cauliflower. Okay, so first, you need cauliflower. Good first step, isn't it? I thought so too. So get your cauliflower, and then you're going to cut it up into sections. Now, or into like little flowerets, right? Little things, little trees, right? Little baby trees. And then you just put oil on it. I use a little spray oil. You can put it olive oil on it and sprinkle it with a little bit of cayenne pepper right there. A little bit of cayenne pepper. It's backwards, I know, but I'm reading it to you so you don't have to worry about it. And sea salt. You put that in the oven at 425 degrees, preheated. Oven 425 degrees. You stick that sucker in there and you let it sit for about 15 minutes and you flip it. Then you let it sit for another 15 minutes until it's nice and golden brown. And I'll show you what it looks like. Are you ready? What? That's what it looks like when it's cooking. So that's the first thing. So you got to start that because that's going to take the longest. Okay. And I use about 1 head of cauliflower. And that should serve about 4 people. You know, whatever. Just so you know. Okay, other things you're going to need. You're going to need greens. We got some crazy greens there, right? Some really delicious ones. You could use anything you want. Spinach, kale, anything. This is like an arugula spinach mix. Really tasty. All right, you are going to need some coconut oil or regular oil. That's right back here. I know my camera's moving. I'm holding it with my left hand. You're going to need quinoa. Shocker! I like the organic quinoa. You're going to need to cut up some onions. This is one. Where is it? Where's the onions? Ah, there it is. It's kind of high onion. It's really white. But those are onions in the back. That's a yellow onion. You're going to need a 1/3 cup raisins. So a 1/3 cup raisins. Then you're also going to need turmeric. Ah, we're back. Yay, we're back. I wasn't sure. We lost you for a second. Okay, so I'll bring it over here. Just so we don't lose you. So you, as I mentioned, you're going to need turmeric. You're going to need ginger. You're also going to need curry. I got organic curry. Ooh. And cardamom. Check that out, right? So you're going to need those ingredients to make this dish. Okay, so as I mentioned, you'll want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees. Preheat it. And then on a baking sheet or something similar, you're going to want to cut up about a head of cauliflower. Now that's for 4 people. Head of cauliflower, you know, how much you want, up to you. So you spray it with a little bit of oil or you cover it in olive oil and then sprinkle a little bit of cayenne pepper and then sea salt on it. Stick it in the oven 15 minutes. After those 15 minutes, you flip it over, right? You just turn them and then you put it back in for about another 15 minutes. And this is when we start the good stuff, all the other stuff cooking. Actually, probably could have started a little bit before this, but it is what it is, right? So we'll make it happen. Okay, so you are going to need a pot about yay big. We're going to move the camera over just a little bit. and we are going to heat it up. I'm going to put it on a high heat or so. Get that pan nice and hot, and then we are going to add a little bit of coconut oil. Actually, it's while it's heating up, I'm going to add a little bit of coconut oil, enough to cover the bottom of this pan, so it works well with our onions. So I'm going to use about a tablespoon, so about that much of what's called coconut oil, and we're going to let that melt all in the pan. Oh, I forgot you also need almond milk. That's one thing I forgot to mention on the camera. You probably saw it hanging out in the background. So you also need almond milk for this. You could use water, but almond milk's going to give it a richer, thicker taste with it. So that's pretty cool. All right, our coconut oil. Let that. Probably could have used a little less than that. You could use a little bit less, but it's going to be okay. We're going to let that all melt up in our pan, and as soon as that gets hot, we're going to put in our onions. It's not going to be too long. And then we're going to get going, and we're going to get cooking. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. So as we're waiting, I'd love to hear from you folks. I would love to know what your favorite food is. Whatever it is in the sun, let me know below. Put it in the comments. What is your favorite food? I'm curious. Let me know. I'd love to find out. All right. It's heating up really good. It's almost all liquid. It's the fun part about coconut oil. It melts so quickly. All right. So we have a chopped up medium onion. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. It just went by me. I'm gonna cry all over again. That's how strong this is. So we should hear, when we put it in here, we should hear sizzle. That's good. We want to hear that sizzle. You ready? Let's see if we hear it. There it is. Nice. All right, put the rest of it in. Love that sizzle. Means good stuff's happening. So we're gonna stir it up. Use a blue spatula for this one, just because I'm feeling crazy. We're gonna mix it up. And you're going to let that cook on that medium-high heat for a couple minutes so they just start turning translucent. Then we're going to start adding some more items into it. So just let it sit for a little bit, stir it, let it sit, stir it. So I don't know how you cut up onions. I always cry, right? The joys of it all. Some people wear goggles, sunglasses, stuff to help them out. I know for me, that doesn't work for me. But what does, well, it doesn't help at all. I just man up and go through it, you know. You just gotta go and cry a little. It's gonna be okay. So what I do is I peel it, get all the brown skin off, right? Peel it, and then I chop it in half so that the ends, right, are right on the ends. Chop it like that, and then I cut off the end, and I go down and make a line all the way to the bottom, hold it with one hand, and then I chop it up into fine bits. For the rest of it, that's how I do it. Everyone has their own strategy, but try it out a couple times, see what works for you. All right, we're getting cruising there. It's already smelling really good. Onions cooking. It's going to be amazing. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, below in the comments, let me know what your favorite food is. If you're commenting now, I can't see it. I'm sorry. It's not letting me. I can see it. Let's see. Can I? Oh, I can write a comment. All right. Yo. What up? And then we'll see if that happens. What up? Have some fun. No, I don't want, that was crazy. There we go. Hey, Jonesy Fit says, yo, what up, crazies? Emma, saw you join. You rock. Thank you so much. Loving it. So let me know what your favorite food is, Emma, or anybody else who watches this, whether you're watching this live or on replay on Facebook or YouTube. Let me know what your favorite food is in the comments. I'd love to find out. Okay, so as this is cooking, right before it churns, or as it's turning translucent, we are going to add a teaspoon of turmeric and a teaspoon of ginger. And then you're going to do half of curry, half teaspoon, and half curry of cardamom. All right. Get going here. Keep it cooking. Now you don't want it to burn, so you want to keep stirring it, hence why all the oil. Remember when I said I think I had too much oil? It's just right. We're good. Good to go. All right. Coolio. Let it go a little bit longer. Have a sip of coffee. And delicious. And I want to tell you, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my live cooking show and hopefully help you live a happier, healthier life through getting fit and eating healthy and motivation, all that good stuff. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch my show. It really does mean a lot. So thank you very much. for doing that and being part of my the Jones and to Get Fit community. Love having you. All right, they're starting to turn translucent here. So now I'm going to add our spices again. This whole next part's going to happen real fast, and it's going to be okay. So we're going to add 1 teaspoon of ginger. So I have ginger and a teaspoon. Shocker. And get it flat up top so we don't have too much. 1 teaspoon ginger. Check. 1 teaspoon turmeric. The bright yellow stuff, just to be fun and crazy, make it colorful. There we go. Beautiful. And now you're going to want a 1/2 teaspoon curry. 1/2 teaspoon. There we go. 1/2 teaspoon curry. Now, this is a total vegetarian dish. I decided to mix up the live cooking show here. We've been doing a lot with meats lately for most of the shows. So this one, I thought we would do a straight a straight vegetarian dish. But it doesn't have to be vegetarian. This could be, you could easily make chicken with this if you wanted to add any of those ingredients. That would be fantastic as well. But this one's straight vegetarian, just to mix up our show a little bit. Okay, so now we're adding a 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom to it. There you go. We're going to mix that in until it becomes, so you really start smelling. It becomes very fragrant. Oh. Let me show you what this looks like quickly before I add the other ingredients, because the other stuff is going to be added in here real quickly. Thank you, Robert, for joining us. Appreciate it. So it's going to take, just a couple seconds there. It gets real fragrant like. Look at that. Yummy. Onions and those spices. You gotta love it. Alright. So, stir that in. Now we're going to add all of our other ingredients in here minus the cauliflower, because that's in the oven cooking. Alright. So you're going to need to add 1.5 cups of almond milk. You could use coconut milk. You could use regular milk if you wanted, or water, but I'm using almond milk, the unsweetened kind. So it's 30 calories. So that's 1 and a 1/2. There we go. Then you're going to add a 1/3 cup of raisins. Totally crazy, I know. 1/3 cup of raisins. Last but not least, a cup of quinoa. This is organic washed quinoa. So 1 cup of that. Full cup, there we go. So this serves 4 people all together. So if you need to adjust the recipe at all, so it fits how many people you have in your family, that's totally cool. But I'm making this so for my wife, Katie, and I, so we can have some tonight. And then there's some leftovers for us as well, because leftovers are awesome. It helps with meal planning and prepping for the week. So we're going to mix this all in, get all of it nice and together. We're going to set it up so it gets, we're going to cover it and let it get to a boil. There we go. Cover it, let it simmer up, almost a boil, all right? Keep that sucker going. And then we leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes. When that quinoa starts really soaking up the almond milk that you have in there, it's going to soak up the spices, the flavors of the onions, and it's all going to combine and work really well together. So as I said, you're going to leave that about 10 to 15 minutes. How will you know when it's done? You'll know when it's done when the quinoa is about the consistency you want it to be. It's either going to, have a little bit more not watery texture, but more liquidish, mushy look to it, although the quinoa is going to be a little bit crunchy. That's cool. I'm going to wait till it gets a little drier, because I like my quinoa a little bit drier. So it's probably going to be about 15 minutes before the quinoa really soaks in all that water. It's still going to be, it's still going to be amazing and flavorful and all that stuff. It's just not going to quite have that mushy look to it because of the almond milk. So up to you, but 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to stir that every couple minutes. So then, what I'm going to do is when that's done, I take it off the heat, stir it really quickly. I let it sit for like 4 or 5 minutes. And then I fluff it up with a fork. I spoon it into a bowl first, the serving bowl, and then I put in about a cup of these greens, right? So you choose any greens you want, spinach, kale, arugula, right? This is like a garden arugula mix, as I said, with spinach and arugula and kale is in here as well. Just delicious. So I'm gonna add a cup into each of them, and then splitting the quinoa up into a quarter, right? Because it's 4 portions there. So I'm gonna add that all together, and then I put the cauliflower on top. So that's what I'm going to do, and that is your dish. That's it, right? So it takes a little bit of prep time, but not much at all. It really takes more cooking time than the prep time for this. And realistically, the longest thing is the cauliflower. So make sure you get that started first, get your cauliflower in there, because that's gonna take about 30 minutes to cook. Well, you know it's done when it gets browned on the edges, right? Nice and golden brown. A roasted cauliflower is gonna have amazing taste, and it just makes the house smell beautiful and glorious. So get that started first. I highly suggest you start that, and after that's going for about 10 to 15 minutes, so right as you flip it or right before you flip it, you get the onions on. Probably as the onions are cooking, you take it out, you flip the cauliflower. Got a little mix up with our show, but that's all right. And then you finish up this, cover it, let it sit, so that you're all gonna be finishing up right about the same time. So that is today's live cooking show. A little different. I'm going to take a picture of the final product, and actually probably the final steps of it, probably 3 or 4 pictures to share with all of you in the feed, because right now it's a waiting game. And we can chat while we do the waiting game. Like, hey, what's your favorite food? Put it in the comments below, right? That's a question I'd love to hear from you. Also, thank you again for watching my show. A huge thank you to the Milwaukee Beachbody coaches down there, the folks who organized Super Saturday this last weekend. It was a blast talking with all of you and talking about motivation and discovering your why. And I was able to bring my kayak through a hotel, snake it on through. That was just so much fun. Make sure you check out my Facebook page under Spencer Jones or Jones and Get Fit on Instagram. And you can check out this, well, probably not the story now, it's been over 24 hours, but you can check out my feed and all that stuff, see what I posted in the past from that crazy adventure. There you go, folks. It's a short, it's a sweet live cooking show brought to you from Spencer Jones in the Jones and to Get Fit kitchen. Boom! And we're going to put this together, so make sure you watch the comments here on Facebook. And if you'd like to see this on YouTube and you'd like to see the pictures in the comments, message me. Put it in the comments. Say, hey, can you throw up those pictures? Or email me those so I know what it looks like. I'd be happy to do that, folks. All right, that's it. That's all we have today. Let me know what you'd love to see me cook and make, and if you're interested in workouts and all that good stuff, I'm hoping to get those up on the YouTube page in the next week or so. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Enjoy it. Go get fit. Go get healthy. Go catch some fish and have some fun. Catch y'all later.